Hi. Oh my gosh, the way I'm giving y'all webcam realness on this today. Back in college, I used to love recording on my computer's webcam, and I think I recorded most of my YouTube videos at the time on the webcam, or I would just have little audio diaries that I would just keep for myself. And I think I still kept some of them. I also recorded some during COVID. Let's not even get into it, but you're getting the webcam realness because it's 10 something, 10:15. I got home maybe 9:30 and obviously jumped straight into bed, just ate dinner. Don't ask me how many meals I ate today. We don't have to get into that. But I still wanted to share reflection from today. And on the drive home, I was just thinking about the type of day I just had, and I I had a moment. I had a split second moment where I was like, is this really my life? You know? It's not perfect, right? Everything that I've ever wanted has not yet fallen into place. It hasn't clicked just yet, but also I've come a long way. You know what I mean? I think I'm creating space for both of these truths of I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I was yesterday. Hello? And so I just wanted to dedicate today's video, the dedication before we get into the chapters. Um, I wanted to dedicate today's video to my past self who saw this for me. She saw this. She knew she knew. I don't know how she knew. It's kind of weird. And we're going to get into that. I literally don't know how I knew. And my future self who has a record. If nothing else, this is for me, right? My future self who has a record of how it started. And, you know, my favorite part of honestly of doing this creative challenge is to have something to look back on, Like to this day, I'm watching my vlogs from 2020, when we were in lockdown and I was vlogging weekly-ish. My vlogs from Puerto Rico. I literally look back on those and I'm like, who is she? How is she so confident? How is she so well spoken on camera? I look up to her. That's why I'm like, a past version of me saw this for me. And a future version of me who is gonna be so much further along will have this to look back on like, girl, you was on the right path. You was onto something. You was cooking. You was onto something, you know? So I'm gonna do this just that. I'm just gonna recollect the type of day that I had as a 27-year-old figuring out my life. I don't even know if I'm in season one of Insecure yet. Maybe this is my season one of Insecure. I don't know. I don't know where I am, right? Um, but this is the type of day that I had. It's what's today? A day in February. I don't know what today is. I like the days are just flying by. And this morning, I went to work. I work in a museum, and I love my job so much. And I'm very excited by what I get to do. I'm excited by the people that I get to work with. Um, so I drove into work. While I was driving into work, I was listening to Glow Graphics. She got me the whole way through. Two of her videos got me through that entire drive. There was a bit of traffic, but it wasn't too crazy. And also my job allows me to be very flexible. So I work 10 to 6. I come in when I want. I leave when I want. Well, I can't leave too late because they go kick you out. But So I went to work, and it was a very loaded day for me. I got to work and I jumped straight into catching up on emails. So I paused for that on that for a second, and I checked in with my intern. I have an intern who I bond very well with. She's amazing. She's so cool. She's so dope. She's a freshman, and she booked this amazing internship, and I hope it's everything that she hoped for. I hope she really gets something from this, and I hope that I've been an amazing leader for her in terms of like empowering her and valuing her ideas and her perspective and the way and everything that she brings to the role. It's amazing um, to be in like a manager position. This is my first official intern, like for a corporate job. I've had an intern before in my freelance work, and it's always great. Like I just love working with people who are hardworking and driven, people who just like to work, people who are hungry. Like I'm drawn to people who are hungry, and so she brings that energy to the work. So we had a check in this morning. We had a quick check in, and then I jumped straight into the day. I spent like literally a solid portion of the day literally just answering emails. Like it was just stacked. It was just backed up. My inbox was fully loaded. And so that was like literally a solid portion of my day. And then I took a lunch break around two, 3 ish. And during my lunch break, I recorded 2 videos, one of which is uploading right now on my YouTube. And I'm gonna schedule the one for tomorrow, just so I can just keep it rolling, keep that consistency rolling. So I skipped lunch and I recorded 2 videos. That's what I did. And so after my lunch break, um, I just like took a second to breathe, and I was watching Jessie Woo. I was watching one of her videos. I watch her stuff every single day. So I watched Jessie Woo, and then I had a meeting right after that. Checked in with 2 team members from my previous team. My role used to sit on the marketing team at my job at the museum, and now it sits on the programming team, like on the events team. And so I'm checking in with some colleagues from the previous team that I was in, and it was kind of like one of those like, y'all good? Is everybody good? Like, yeah, we have this meeting talking about community engagement, but like, is everybody good? Like doing good outside of work. It was like a nice temperature check. We used to do those this time last year. Like when I got started in this work, it was just hectic. It was the wild west on the marketing team, and we've come a long way. So we haven't done these check-ins in a while, so it was just nice to just kind of be like, "You good?" Like, yes, at work, but also outside of work. Is everything okay? Because it's just crazy times. Um, so we checked in, and then after that, by that time, it's the end of the day. I had therapy scheduled right at the end of the day, chat. I get out of that meeting, jump straight into therapy. My therapist is an amazing black woman from Georgia, from Atlanta, Georgia. And she calls me Lynn. 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 You are in danger, Lynn. Lynn. Take care of yourself, Lynn. I hope she never sees this. This is so cringe. I love the way she says my name. I just love the way she says my name. Um, my head is throbbing. I have a headache. We had a really, really good session today. Um, she's just like hush. I don't want to hear the things that I need to hear. I just don't want to hear it. Leave me alone. So we had a really, really, really good conversation. Like she's able to hear the things that I say and be like, oh, okay, so here's the root. And I'm like, that's that PhD. That's that PhD, and the D stands for don't play with me and don't lie to me. So that was just good. It was just really, really good to check in with her. And then afterwards, um, by this point, it's like 6 o'clock, and I check my phone, and the traffic is crazy for some reason. It's never that crazy that late. That's why I work much later. But the traffic was ridiculous, girl. Talk about it's gonna take me two-ish hours to get home. I'm like, absolutely not. And so I'm hanging out in the office. I'm just like allow myself to like giving myself a brain break before I just find something else to do. And I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna trip it. It's funny because I was thinking, I was like, maybe we do dinner. Maybe we just find somewhere chill to grab a quick bite and come home. Like, I don't know. I just don't want to sit in the office, and I don't want to work because I'm literally like I would just naturally find something else to do, and I was like, I didn't want to do that. And I just want to take a breather. Maybe I'll just like find somewhere to sit or grab a quick bite. And so literally, as I'm leaving the museum, I bump into Gabrielle, my curator friend. She's so cool. She's so amazing. And she's like, I'm going to this artist talk. Where you going? You going home? Come with me. And I said, bet. We're going to this artist talk together. And so we pull up to BCA, and it's the gallery that's in their building, and it's an amazing artist. Oh my gosh, I see her flyer. Her flyer's right there, but I don't want to reach for it because I'm holding my mug, and I don't want to go, you know. And so, it's this amazing artist. Her work is about. It's really like really trippy. It's up until March 5th. If you're seeing this and you're in Boston, you want to check it out. But if not, oh, I forgot her name. Her name is Joanne. Joanne something. Sorry, I don't remember her name. But if you go to Boston Center for the Arts, um, and you look up Joanne or Joanna, you should be able to see her information. Mills Gallery. Um, but her work explores this island in San Francisco, near San Francisco, where that has like a very dark history when it comes to like immigration. They had like immigration stations that um like detained and incarcerated Asian immigrants, Chinese immigrants coming into the country, well, Asian immigrants from all over. Um, and it's just like it has a really weird dark history. And of course, as gentrification will do, the island is now like it's a national state park. Come go hiking and go camping with your family and can take cute pictures, but it has like a really dark history. And so it was really cool to um just hear her talk about her research that she's done on the island. She spent a lot of time on there, and like she does like photography with like a specific camera that's like vintagey. It's like attached to her clothes, and it's like a long exposure, so she literally has to stand in one place and not move for the camera to be able to capture a scene. It's trippy. Like if you're interested, look into her work. Go on the BCA website, go on the Mills Gallery website. You will find her project is up until March. So that was really cool to hear her perspective, and also like I don't know. I think as like a Haitian from Haiti who grew up around, let's say, predominantly Africans, like I was exposed to so many different African cultures. It's very interesting when I'm like thinking about other immigrant stories outside of Haitian or African context. And even the African context is huge, but like I have to lump it together because like I grew up around Ghanaians, right? I literally just had Ghanaian food. Like my friends are Ghanaian and Liberian, and I met Congolese people, and I know just people from just all over the place. So I am familiar-ish with the African diasporic and even the Caribbean diasporic, having like Jamaican friends and mentors. So let's say African, Caribbean, Haitian context when it comes to immigration, but not so much um, like Asian and Asian culture and just like stories, like these stories of like how did your family end up here? I know how my family ended up here. I know how a lot of my friends' families ended up here, and so it's just always nice to just hear a different perspective. Um, so so yeah, we went to the artist talk, And then after that, we like mingled. There's another artist whose work is in that show. I'm not sure where he's from, but or they're from. Not sure of pronouns, but they had a show on like a reimagining of I didn't get to speak to him to ask like what island, like what culture he's from, but it was kind of like a reimagining of like a Hispanic country pre-colonialism, like if colonialism never happened. So it's like Afro-Caribbean futuristic question mark. And so like it was like really dope clothes and like symbols and stuff. It was like really, really cool stuff. Um so that work was in there. And then I like chatted with some other people, like, yeah, this is what I do, this is my job, this is what I be over there. I'll be over there. That was cool. And then I met an amazing artist. It's so funny because I went to the MFA and I saw this project on the wall, right? It's like, I don't even know how to describe it because I don't even know how she did it because I'm definitely going to reach out to her to find out how did you do that. But I think she did like community projects with students where she had them like draw and paint on paper and stuff. And then she digitized those and then she put them all together and turned them into a mural. So you walk into the MFA. I don't even know if that's still up, but because that was a while ago. But the piece is like, oh, it has to be like maybe 10 pieces, and they're like, I don't know, 4 feet wide, 4 by 4, like massive. Like it's a huge wall, and so you have like maybe 8 or 10 of those. Again, I don't know how she did it. It could have been a small little piece of paper that she just enlarged. I don't know the logistics of it. But they were all put together into a collage and they were like displayed. I don't know if it's wall. I'm calling it wallpaper because that's what I know. Like, is it wallpaper? It was on the wall, and I was just so intrigued by it. And I remember, like, I took photos of it. I believe on my film camera. I was just so intrigued of this community project that she has done with different. I don't know what school age. Let's just say school age students across Boston public schools, like different schools. And I was like, if only I could connect with this artist to know how she did this, because this is what I do. This is literally what I'm doing right now. And to see her work in like such an amazing museum as the MFA, and I met that artist. This is the life I chose. This is what I'm talking about. Like, I'm literally getting chills just as I'm saying this. Um, the way things are just not perfect because it sometimes it's but it's me. I got to talk to her for like a couple of minutes and I was like, so we're talking and she's like, yeah, da, 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 and I've partnered with your museum before, like I've done studio activities. Like, oh, that's so cool, what kind of work do you do? And then she pulls up her Instagram and she's like, this is, and I was like, oh, I know this work, I'm a fan, I love your stuff, this is great. I like fangirl. I don't know the last time I like fangirled over somebody like that to their face because instantly I was like, oh yes, absolutely. I know exactly what this is. That's why at the FFA and I love the work. And so it would be dope to like connect with her. To pick her brain. I have the let me drink some water because I'm like fighting for my life. I have the photo project coming up and it's gonna be like a community wide effort. Like I need all hands on deck, and I want to work with schools. I want to work with after school programs. I want to work with all types of people. I mean, it's gonna be a lot of work, and so I really want to pick the brains of people who do those kind of large scale community projects. Even what is it? MF Frequencies or MF something. Maria Finkelmeyer, an amazing artist who has been doing this community curated project. I was featured in the Fenway one recently. If you go on my website under installations, you should see the Fenway Frequencies piece. But she's been doing this in different neighborhoods, and I'm like, literally, that's what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do that with photography. So it's so dope that I was connected to her by submitting a piece for her project. And then now I want to be able to go back to that conversation and pick her brain and be like, this is what I want to do. I want to do exactly, well, not exactly what she's doing, because she does video and like trippy sounds, which is like, it's actually really, really cool. But I want to do this community curated thing, like gathering pictures from all over the city to put together an installation. And so people like that, like I'm able to now follow up with her and be like, girl, I need to pick your brain about this. This is what I have in mind. What do you think, right? To have a curator friend in my back pocket. The other night I supported an exhibition opening, and um, Juliet, love you, Juliet, a museum director, a gallery director, to be able to be like, hey, I have an idea. Can I run it by you? And I'm going to run that by her. So already I have 4 people top of mind, a curator, actually two curators, a museum director, an artist who does community curated works, another artist who does community curated works. So just to kind of be like, y'all, okay? I pitched a crazy thing. These people that messed around and gave you the money. Help. I need help. And so, sorry, another break. My body is like, girl, have I not given everything? Have I not given everything? What else do you want from me, girl? Okay, we're wrapping this up. I say all that to say that. What else is there to say? I think that's it. And I got an Uber, went back to work, grabbed my car, listened to music in the car, and I was like, how is this my life? And then now we're here. That was the conclusion of that. But the part of me, after I had my first gallery experience, being like, I want to be in this space. I'm here for a good time, not a long time, but I'm going to find myself in this space somehow. And I didn't find myself in that space because I'm an art history major. I always felt like an outcast because I'm like, people who I know who are in art careers, they have PhDs. My friend who's the curator that I went to the event with tonight, she's big dog. She is big dog. And I was like, is that the only pathway? It seems like that's the only pathway. I applied for a million museum internships, like been trying to be here. And then I blink and not literally, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm here. I'm trying to show up. I'm trying to stay the course. I'm trying to stay committed to this. And so I've come a long way. I'm not where I want to be. I don't know where I want to be. Maybe we'll talk about that in another video. Maybe we'll do like a dreaming big, or where do I see my life 10 years from now? Where do I see my life a year from now? Because a year ago, next week, I was just getting into this. I started my job February 10th. So next week is my anniversary. What am I doing for my anniversary? Okay. Anyways, there's a lot to celebrate next week, ooh. A lot to celebrate next week. We have my work anniversary. We got Valentine's Day. There's something else next week. I feel like it's like somebody's birthday or something. So to see just how my life has, not 360, but definitely 120 in a year. I'm excited for next February. February feels like my January for some reason. I feel like because of like how I started my job last year, like February feels like the real January. And honestly, it's realistic because I tend to work through the holidays. Like you have December is like you're working because you're showing up for family time, and it's like it's it drains you in a different way, right? It's not work, but it's like you're showing up in a different way. And then like January, it's like when I finally get to take a breath, like girl, that was crazy. So yeah, February is my new year. And so I just, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about how far I've come along. I'm thinking about the people that this past year has brought to me. I'm thinking about the opportunities that this past year has brought to me, and just the rooms that I continue to find myself in. I don't know. Somehow, some way, girl, I was trying to go home. I didn't want to sit through traffic, so I waited. And like timing too. Timing is crazy, isn't it? Timing is such a crazy thing. Um, but I didn't want to sit in traffic, and I was like, fine, let's just go home. I bump into Gabrielle, and then we go to this event, and I meet some of my favorite cool people who are doing amazing things in the city. So I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful for how far I've come along. I'm just grateful for the season of my life. I'm not where I want to be. I'm not where I want to be. Where do I want to be? I love my job, but I know that I want to be free, right? I want to be free. I want to live on my own terms, and I want to be doing my own thing and fully pouring into my artistry, getting $1 million grants to just like live my best life and create community programming and host events for people and crazy things. So we can do dream talk in a different video because I can do dream talk all day. But I've come a long way. I've come a long way, and I'm very, 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 very. I'm very proud of myself. I'm very proud of, this career that I'm figuring out for myself. This career that I'm figuring out for myself, right? Again, it's not going exactly as I thought. It's not going 100% my way, but it's like going the necessary way because I get to have great impact for such an amazing organization as my job, but also I'm gaining so much knowledge, so much feedback, connections, resources. I'm literally in a teaching program right now through my job, making contacts through my job, learning about programming, learning about like creating community programming. What goes into that? It's a lot. Like getting books about this is how you host programming that is impactful. Like that's huge. You know what I mean? So you don't know why life takes you in a certain direction and not the other. I will never understand. I will never understand why it took me 10 years when it took somebody else 4. Or why it took me 10 when it took somebody else 20. Hello? All I can do is focus on me, right? Focus on the path that I'm on. Focus on the everyday. This is the day. This is what the day presented, girl. I'm just showing up. And I want to try my best. And I want to be present in my life. And this helps. This helps to slow me down. Because if not, legit, it's just like, what's the next day? What's happening tomorrow? And this helps me to be like, oh, this happened. And that was really, really cool. Like that was like a really, really cool moment. I'm so grateful to God for the path that He has put me on. I'm grateful to God for affirmations left and right. Like, you're onto something, girl, keep going. You're onto something, keep going, keep going. It's blurry. God, it's blurry. And it's dark. And ain't nobody helping me, no roadmap, no nothing. I'm just out here. But I'm onto something, allegedly. And so yeah, that's what's on my mind today. That's blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? That's the day I had. That's the day I had as a 27-year-old career professional figuring my shit out. My life is not perfect, and I don't ever want to live a perfect life. I had the option of getting the perfect life early on, and I opted out. I chose me, and I will always choose me. Always and forever choose me. And so, but yet still, I am trusting that everything will fall into place for me as it should. Everything will fall into place for me as it should. I just have to stay the course and mind my business and go lay down. Okay? So, yeah. That's all you're getting for today. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for witnessing my life with me. I'm witnessing my life. This helps me to slow down. Girl, slow down and just, can we just give a moment to your efforts, what you've done, how you're trying, how you're putting in the work. Just hush and just sit in the moment, please. So, yeah, I hope you also make the time to slow down sometimes and just like literally in your mind, just go through, what did I get done today? That's crazy. I really showed up for this when I wasn't in the mood for that. I really went to that and I poured into these people and I poured into that and I came home and I fed myself and I took care of myself and I took care of my loved ones and like we're just so used to the wheels turning and turning and turning and turning and turning, and we don't realize just how much, like, the different lives we touch, the different ways that we show up in the world, whether or not we forget to pour into ourselves at the end of the day, like things like that, you know. So yeah, this helped me slow down, and now that it's like captured in memory form, now this day will be vivid in my mind. Because otherwise I was just like, oh, another day that happened. But now I captured it. And even if I don't remember it fully, well, here it is, fully documented. So yeah, that makes me feel really, really good. That makes me feel good. So yeah, I just want to thank God for his goodness, for his faithfulness, and for his guidance, chat, because it's dark. It's dark out here. I do not know what I'm doing half of the time, but I am committed to trying my best and showing up for myself every single day. All right? Y'all have a good night. Bye.